My name's Dan Cox. I'm in the First District out on Halls Creek. And I wanted to speak about the Water Authority. I don't know how it has been presented from the county's level, but everything that I've read that was presented at the legislative level, they're presenting this as if it was something that would have prevented or mitigated what happened in 2021 with the flood. And there's nothing in this Water Authority that would have done anything to have mitigated all of that, because the Water Authority has to do with wastewater and drinking water. It doesn't have anything to do with stormwater, and that's what 2021 was all about. And like the other people have said before me, what I have known is that boards like this end up becoming a de facto approval board for large developments. What these large developments will do is they'll come in and they'll make an agreement that what we'll do is we'll put in all this water stuff, we'll put in all the piping, we'll put in all the fire hydrants, we will do all of this work, and then we'll just hand it off to y'all so you don't have to pay for it. Well, oftentimes it's substandard work. They just slap it in, throw it in the ground, and hand it off. And then when we start trying to use it, it's not working properly because it hasn't been properly supervised and put in. But that de facto approval ends up carrying over to the other boards that have to look at this stuff. They got the rubber stamp from one board, and so the other boards tend to go along with it. But the other danger with this is that this is a wholly, solely independent board. Once y'all vote to put it in, and those board members are voted in, they can create their own plans. They can hire their own people. They can float bonds that if the bond is not satisfied in the manner it's supposed to, it rolls down to us. It rolls down to us. So they basically end up being able to decide that they're going to do a project that doesn't get approved by this board, doesn't get public approval, there's no oversight on them, and they have basically, with these bonds, they basically have an unlimited budget that we're on the hook for. And the thing about it is, too, that as soon as this board, as soon as the county council votes yes to allow that water authority, then all that ends up having to happen is the approval of 5 members. And there's no public vote on those 5 members. Matter of fact, we don't even get a review on that. Those 5 members can be put in and start doing their business. If y'all want, they could be put in tomorrow morning and start their business tomorrow afternoon, and we wouldn't have any say about it. And the thing is that with these kind of governmental organizations, this centralized authority is not necessarily going to improve any kind of service. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've got 2 water treatment plants in Humphreys County. The one that's for Waverly serves Waverly and McEwen. No?
There's 4 water/sewer utilities in Humphreys County.
Okay, 4. A system like that makes a whole lot more sense than a larger centralized system, because you can rotate your maintenance, you can use lower cost, easier replacement parts. A large centralized system like some of these big cities have would also not prevent what happened during 2021. About the only water treatment system that can handle what happened in 2021 is on an aircraft carrier. And they're meant to operate in all kinds of different toxic environments. When they were telling us to boil the water after the storm, that was just a safety concern, because those filters on those water treatment plants are not set up to handle the amount of debris, fecal matter, those other things that suddenly get washed into the whole system when you get that much flood water. So if we're going to do something where we have a water authority, that centralized authority is going to be tending towards fewer facilities to handle an expanding county. So anyway, I just think it's a bad idea all the way around. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cox.